Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to do a video that I've never done before. I saw this from my friend Makeup by Cheryl a few months back and I thought it was a really good idea. So I'm just going to be doing a full face tutorial of makeup that I've repurchased. These are products that I've actually gone through and repurchased, which is pretty rare because obviously my job is to try a ton of new products all the time. So you know that I really love something when I actually use it and go out and repurchase another one. So I thought it would be a fun idea. Also just giving you some tips and tricks on how I do my makeup when I'm doing just kind of like my go-to everyday look. So I hope you guys enjoy this video and this concept. I will link everything that I share today down below in my description box. If you're new here, I hope you stick around and subscribe. And if you'd like me to do more videos similar to this one, give this video a thumbs up and let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so I've got you guys zoomed in and I want to start off with a product that I have repurchased way too many times to count. I'm going to be using my Freck Rich Moisturizer. This is just my go-to. It is super hydrating, but somehow it works for my combo skin. Although I have been saying that my skin lately is feeling a little more, I don't know, I would say combo leaning dry in certain areas. Not really sure what has changed. Obviously I have moved, but other than that, aging, so I don't know what else it could be, but I just love this even when my skin is feeling a little bit more dry or oily as it used to be. It's thick, hydrating, but I like that it doesn't leave a heavy layer under my makeup. So it's just my go-to for deep hydration without that like greasy feel. Okay, next I'm gonna go in with my favorite pore smoothing primer. This is the Glowish by Huda Beauty Blur Jam. They're actually discontinuing this line, so I did get a couple backups. This is just such a nice smoothing primer that's lightweight. It's not drying at all. It really just blurs your pores without, again, adding a heavy layer. And I do notice that it has a little bit of oil control, so I do just focus this right on my T-zone. It's not something that I put all over my skin. I guess you could, just because it is so lightweight and it's not drying at all, but I just like to focus this right where I have large pores, and it also extends the wear of my makeup too. So this is a definite repurchase many times. So now that my skin is prepped, I want to go in with a glowy foundation today. I have definitely been a matte girly in the past, but I have been teetering lately with both, to be honest. Sometimes I mix them, and then sometimes I just opt for something more hydrating. I also want to say thank you to Clio Cosmetics for sponsoring this portion of today's video. When I was thinking about products that I've repurchased, Clio had a couple products in there for me. If you've never tried the Clio Cushion foundations, you are truly missing out. I want to compare each formula just to give you an overview depending on what type of skin type you have and also what kind of look you like. You may prefer one over the other. So if you're looking for more of a glowy look, you definitely want to use the Kill Cover Mesh Glow Cushion. Now this one has a glowy moisturizing finish. It's buildable in coverage. It's lightweight, has a breathable formula, hypoallergenic, so it's really nice for all skin types, including sensitive like myself. This formula is infused with rose water and chamomile to soothe and calm the skin, and also is super hydrating and moisturizing because it has 8 different types of hyaluronic acid. So it's really the perfect option if you want buildable coverage, you want that lightweight feel, but you need hydration. So this is the one I'm going to be using today. But if you're on the other side and you want something a little bit more matte, not quite as dewy, you definitely want to go for the Kill Cover Skin Fixer Cushion. Now this formula is great for blurring pores, smoothing texture. It's also infused with micro powder to give you that soft matte finish while still being lightweight. So those are the two differences, but I want to go ahead and get into demoing the Mesh Glow for you and showing you just how honestly effortless this is. Okay, I went ahead and zoomed you in a little bit closer, and I wanted to note that when you pick this up, you get an extra refill in your order. So So that's super nice. Basically 2 foundations in one. Now I'm gonna be using the shade Ginger today. Inside you do have this little sponge, which is super convenient, especially if you're on the go. And then you just open up your cushion and you can see the product is inside. Now you don't want to use too much off the bat. So one press in the center of my face where I feel like I need the most coverage. And this is definitely buildable. That's why I like it, especially for every day, because I can just throw it on and go. And it is such a thin texture, which is another thing that I really enjoy. And I find that this wears really well on me. Okay, so this is what the Mesh Glow looks like freshly applied on my skin. You can see that it's radiant. It was super easy to build up. I have a nice medium coverage, so I feel like everything that I want covered is covered. Now, again, if you don't want to use powder, you would really let this shine and it would be super glowy. Because I do have more of that combo skin, especially in my T-zone, I am going to be using powder, but you guys will see when I finish my makeup how beautiful this is with everything else that I use. You can get Clio on Amazon, which is incredible. It's just super convenient. You get it within a couple days. They are doing a Mother's Day promotion starting May 6th through May 12th, 40% off both formulas. This is the time to pick them up if you've ever been curious. Absolutely highly recommend these. So all of the information will be down below. I'm also going to be using another Clio product that I absolutely swear by as we get into the eyes. But all of that will be linked as well. So definitely check these out, take advantage of the discount. And let's go ahead and continue with a full face of makeup that I've repurchased. Moving on to concealer, I had a couple that I could have used, but my most recent repurchase has been the Tower 28 concealer. So this is the shade BU. I just really love this because it's thin, it has a nice coverage, and I don't find it to be drying. Nice every day. I can build this up, or I can just keep it more natural. And then I am going to be using some brushes that I have repurchased a couple times. So I have a few sets. This is from a trio that you can get on Amazon. So I will link that as well, but you get a couple different shapes of concealer brushes, super affordable. And I've washed these many times and had no issues. So I'm gonna use the bigger one to blend in my concealer. And I find that these are just so fluffy and soft, so they blend out concealer super easily, and the price, you truly cannot beat it. I'm someone that doesn't reuse my complexion brushes anymore. I used to use my beauty blender. It was actually embarrassing when I first started YouTube videos. You know, I had that younger skin when you could sleep in your makeup, you didn't really do skincare, you would eat junk food and your skin would look perfect. That was kind of the realm I was in. I will use powder brushes for like bronzer or blush, but anything that has a liquid, I just don't. I don't know. I feel like it just kind of grosses me out now, which is absolutely hilarious because I used to use my beauty sponge. I don't even want to talk about it. Honestly, I'm having flashbacks and it's not a good flashback. So I just blended that out. It just gives me a really nice, hydrated, brightened under eye, no fuss. I have been lately having like a dark spot. I'm not sure what's going on there. So hopefully when I set this with powder, I don't notice that, but it just brightens me up and I really love this formula. I think it's one of the best concealers to come out in quite a while. Okay, now it's time for powder. I have to set my face. It just is the way it is. My go-to that I have gone through, I wanna say maybe 2 of these, even though I'm an affiliate of Lunar Beauty. I have never asked him to send me any because I love it that much. I will just purchase it myself. So I do have a few backups, but this is the Lunar Beauty Universal, I was gonna say Universal, Universal Setting Powder in Translucent Light. This is the most smoothing blurring powder I have ever tried. I thought the Huda was smoothing and then I tried this. It truly changed the game for me. I can't go back. Like nothing compares in terms of a loose powder. So I just take some in the cap, make sure that I don't have creases, And then I'm gonna use another Repurchase, which is the Beauty Blender Power Pocket Puff. I absolutely adore this. So because I'm going for more of a glowy look, I'm going to take the powder on the puff, and then I'm just gonna press off some of it on the back of my hand. I feel like this is a dangerous game to play because my eye creases will be here in a matter of seconds. So I really gotta get in there and make sure I set them before they start creasing again. Editing Babs here. I had some issues with this video and losing clips for some reason. So I actually added a little bit of a Fenty Beauty pressed powder, which is something I've definitely repurchased, which is why you see a little bit of a bronzer look on my cheeks. So sorry that clip just got lost, unfortunately. So I wanted to move on to the eyes. When I was thinking about what have I repurchased, I haven't repurchased an eyeshadow palette that I can remember for years. I would say maybe a MAC eyeshadow palette years ago, but I don't even have it anymore. So if I were to actually go through a palette, it would have to be this Master Mattes by Makeup by Mario. Wow, that was a tongue twister. I'm about to hit pan on this shade, and this is my most used like every day. If this left my collection, I would immediately buy it again. So I just wanna do a simple eye look. I am going to be dipping into this shade, shocker, one of my favorite shades. And I just wanna blend this all over the crease. So I'm just going to swirl this into the crease, sort of pulling it out a little bit. This formula is buildable, which I like, I think for every day because I don't feel like it gets out of hand. I could see if you are someone that likes super deep, intense, smoky looks, or if you have a deeper skin tone, maybe this would be a little bit too buildable, but I actually really like it. And it is what I reach for most days if I don't want to fuss and I just want to look put together with a couple shadows. All right, and for the lid, I am gonna go in with this really light creamy shade. And I want to apply this just to the lid. I have to be careful when I do this because I have really dry lids. I'm not sure what it's called. It's something like black or something, bletha, I don't know. I don't know what the term is, but anybody else deals with that, please let me know your remedies. I have some like tea tree wipes that seem to help. So I went ahead and applied that, and then I'm just gonna go back in with that initial shade. Okay, moving on to eyeliner. I have repurchased the Nabla Cupid's Arrow eyeliners so many times. I have the brown and the black, and those are the ones that I have repurchased, honestly, multiple times. The black more so, but I'm gonna be using Arrow number 2 today. And the way I like to do this is I either put it on my lid or I also put it in the inner rim to tightline, but sometimes I'll take a brush and work off of the actual liner. So I'm just going to smoke a little bit of this on my lash line. This can be tricky for me because I feel like I get carried away. I have to concentrate when I do this. And this formula is intensely pigmented and it blends super well before it sets. So it's easy to work with. And then once it sets, it is not going anywhere. So it really is great for the waterline as well. Okay, when I feel like I've gotten it close to where I want it to be, I'm just gonna take a flat brush with concealer and clean up underneath. Okay, next for lashes, I'm gonna go ahead and curl my lashes with this Laura Mercier lash curler. I have repurchased this, I think 2 or 3 times. I just find that this is my favorite lash curler. So I'm really gonna give them a good curl, and then I'm gonna go in with the Clio Kill Lash. So I like the Super Proof Mascara. This is the long curling. They have so many different wands, so it really just depends on what you're looking for. This is a small curved wand, but I love how this separates my lashes and it keeps my lashes up all day. They do not drop, which is a problem I have with a lot of different formulas. I mean, look at what it does for my lashes. And they will stay up and curled all day. I've also found this formula to be not really wet. It has a nice glide to it, but it's not overly liquidy or wet where it's getting all over, because that's another thing I don't like. I'm also gonna put some on my lower lashes, but I do like to not do as much and fan them out a little bit. I have really long lower lashes. I don't have as long on the top. So sometimes my lower lashes can overtake. Okay, next for bronzer, it was really easy for me to decide which one I had gone through. I have gone through way too many of this Physicians Formula bronzer. It does go fast because it is so lightweight. I really build this up, and I think that's why I like it, because I don't feel like I have to be careful and like I'm going to go out of control with it. So this is in the shade Sun Kissed. So I'm just gonna take a fluffy brush. I do need to get another one. Mine are all on their last leg. And I just like how this gives me a really warm bronze, but it's not too dark. So you can see just right there, it's really light, and I like that. I don't feel afraid to use it or like it's going to be hard to blend out. A lot of bronzers are just way too intense or they're too warm. This one definitely is warm, but I think because it is a lighter shade, I can apply it pretty haphazardly. Okay, moving on to blush. I don't think that I have repurchased a blush, like a color of blush, in years. I would say probably, again, MAC. Seriously, probably like 15 years ago. But when I was thinking about a blush formula that I have repurchased many different shades, I mean, it's gotta be the Patrick Ta. This actually looks unhealthy, you know what I'm saying? But I have no words because this formula is the best, point blank, period. So I'm trying to figure out what kind of shade I wanna go in with today. I think I wanna do something maybe a little bit on the neutral side, but I might use maybe She's Blushing. This one looks really, wow. Good job, Babs. This one looks really beautiful. We also have She's Flushed. I think I'm gonna go in with She's Blushing to start. So I'm gonna dip into the powder and apply this. This is just so pretty. His formula is absolutely stunning. The cream and the powder. And just to spice it up a little bit, I'm gonna go in with She's the Moment and use the cream. I just want a little bit more oomph on my cheeks. And this is such a fun formula because you can put the cream on top of the powder. Okay, next I wanna go in with highlighter. And when I was thinking about one that I've repurchased, it's probably been honestly so long ago, but I do believe that I have repurchased this Revlon Skin Lights. This is the Daybreak Glimmer. It's absolutely stunning. I mean, truly, it's like my favorite drugstore highlighter, and it's up there with the high-end formulas. So I'm just gonna apply this to the high points of my face and then down the center of my nose, probably use my finger here. And then I'm just going back in with my bronzing brush just to soften and blend everything. Okay, so I wanna go ahead and demo my lip products. I am actually redoing this part because as I was editing this and going through my footage, I've had a couple issues where some of my footage just isn't there. So thankfully it was mostly just the lip portion. So this is like hours later. I filmed this video earlier today and then I was like, where is this clip? I could not find it anywhere. So we're just gonna redo it. I still have my makeup on, but again, just for the sake of not skipping over it, I'm just gonna demo it again for you guys. So I use the Undone Beauty lip marker, and this is in Sun Red, and I typically use the lighter side. This is the lip stain that I have really been using for quite a while. I do switch around my lip stain, but honestly, I tend to stick to the marker types. So I have repurchased this many times. Next, I want to talk about lip liner. So when I was thinking about which ones I've repurchased, there's quite a few, but I haven't used this in a while, and this used to be my favorite. I definitely have repurchased this. So this is Charlotte Tilbury Iconic Nude. This is a cult favorite for a lot of people. I used to use this all the time. I do use deeper lip liners lately, but I thought we would just throw it back because this is a product that I loved forever. I still think it's a good formula, and I've definitely repurchased this. And moving on to lipstick, I do have two that I went ahead and mixed because I have repurchased both of these. The first being Charlotte Tilbury Nude Kate. I used to love this shade. I still think it's gorgeous. I have not tried this or worn it in quite a while, but this formula is absolutely beautiful. And lately, I feel like I've been wearing the same sort of like pinky nudes. So I need to get back into these really like beautiful muted nude shades. This formula, again, very much like the lip liner, is a classic for a lot of people. So Nude Kate, and then I did add a little bit of Urban Decay WeHo. This is a beautiful baby pink. And I like it just to add just a touch of that pink that I love so much. But both of these I have gone through and repurchased because these are the type of lipsticks that I loved so much that they were like in my bag all over the house. And these were the two that I could think of that I definitely used so much that I needed to repurchase. Okay, and as a final step, you know I wasn't going to forget about my Cali Ray Surf Proof Setting Spray. This has been a new favorite of mine, I would say for the past like year and a half or so, and I have gone through a lot of these, let's just say that. I do also have backups. So this is just something that's gonna lock my makeup in, but it doesn't change how my makeup looks. So it's not gonna make me look more glowy, it's not gonna make me look more matte, it's just going to lock everything in place. So I'm gonna go ahead and set my face. All right, guys, so here's my finished makeup look using all products that I have personally repurchased. I love how this turned out. It is kind of like a really glowy neutral glam. The only thing I'm not used to is the lip liner's not as dark as I usually wear, but I know a lot of you always tell me that you want me to wear lighter lip liners. So let me know what you think about this look down below. My skin is also looking super glowy, which is exactly what this cushion foundation does. So it will wear throughout the day and I can just powder my T-zone when and if I need to. So I will link everything that I showed today down below in my description box. Definitely check out Cleo Cosmetics and don't forget to grab their products while they are on sale. So all of the sale information will be down below as well as the links. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you've tried any of these products or what your favorite products are that you have actually repurchased. I would love to know. As always, thank you guys again so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.